Hey everybody, this is Sean. Welcome to my channel, Destro Melt. This is my first video. I've been trying to get some kind of YouTube channel going for some time now. But you know what? We'll discuss those things a little bit later in the video. What you're watching is just a few minutes here of me cleaning and kind of getting my Moog set reset up. I do apologize if you hear a cat crying in the background. I have a cat that is crying and whining to go out on my patio, but it is cold and wet this morning, so she's not happy about not being able to go outside. What are you gonna do? Who the heck am I, and why am I doing this? Well, I've been singing for a very, very long time. I've been singing when I was young, going to Catholic school and to church on Sundays. I was, of course, part of chorus, and a big part of growing up for me. I loved singing. Music was always a big part of who I was, who I am. So it was only natural that as I got older, I would end up joining a band. Right after high school, I ran into a friend of mine who I'd worked with at a grocery store, and he played bass. And when we were talking, he was talking about how his band needed a singer. And so I jumped at the chance to jump on board and see if this was something that I enjoyed doing. And as it turned out, I did, especially once we did a talent show. At the drummer was still going to high school at the time. We did two songs. I only did one with them. They did YYZ from Rush, and which of course is instrumental, so I had no part in that. But then we did Black Dog from Led Zeppelin, and I was hooked on performance. From there, I decided that I wanted to do, those guys were doing more classic rock. I wanted to do something that was more, a little bit more of a fresh sound, or what I thought was a fresh sound at the time. I wanted to do something that was a little more heavy and a little more, I guess, air quotes, alternative rock. It was the early 90s. So, from there, I did a lot of alternative rock and metal kind of bands. But then that kind of morphed into, at that time, what we would now call new metal. And that's, I did that for a little while, and I decided that just wasn't what I wanted to do. I wasn't happy with what was going on, I guess, with the scene. I wasn't happy with what I was doing creatively with that sound. I decided that I wanted to, I guess, use different influences in the music that I wanted to write. So I experimented with a noise project, and that noise project then kind of got me into I guess what we would now call like stoner sludge kind of band. And that has really, I think, defined more of where I've gone for the rest of my adult career, if you want to call it that, when it comes to music. Beyond that, I ended up doing a few other noise projects. And I ended up doing, I guess, things that would be a bit more in the, sludge, doom, stoner genre. That's really the music that I love doing. The people that I worked with were great to work with at those times. I'm not going to dwell too much on the dramas or whatever that happened in those bands or with those people, because at those times, it was fun. I regret none of it. So those bands were, were great to do. I really enjoyed my time in those bands, at least the ones that were functional. And I really did these bands all through my 40s. Here I am today. I am 52 years old. I do have a child and a wife. I've been married for 25 years in just a little over a month. That's obviously a big part of my life. But music is always been a part of who I am. So I don't think that that's ever going to stop. I make music now. I'm in a synth. I don't know what you would call it. Synth stoner band, I guess. We were calling it stoner wave at the moment. I picked up synth about 4 years ago now, maybe 4 years ago, in music production. And I was able to convince an old friend of mine and old drummer to jump on board with some of the demos that I made while I was learning. We also had a friend of ours move back to Wisconsin, and he jammed with us a few times and has been on board ever since. So I feel really, really lucky that I've been able to put this band together, which is really, really just, I feel like, starting to develop. It's a really, really great group of people, and hopefully we stick around for a little while and we're able to make some really fun and great music. Currently then, as well, I've been doing more, or for lack of a better term, I would call it ambient, but that I'm actually using the title of Destro Melt for. So obviously I do plan on releasing music underneath this title, but that's not the only thing that I want to do with this channel. So, I guess that leads us into what the heck is it that I want to do with this channel? Well, some of it is definitely marketing. There's a lot of people out there that'll tell you that you just gotta get out there. So this is part of me doing that. It's been a process. I can't tell you how many times I have started and stopped this process underneath different, titles or names with different ideas. And some of those ideas will get incorporated into what I'm doing for sure. Things like, I'd love to have discussions about things like mental health within the creative community, inspiration, all that kind of stuff. If nothing else, it's good for me to talk about. And hopefully there are people that are interested in anything that I have to say. Please do apologize. I do apologize if you hear me sniffling. My allergies are just terrible. But, but also, like I said, I plan on releasing some music. The intro and outro are part of a song that I have, so, and that'll get released underneath the Destro Melt moniker. So, look out for that. If you're wondering where the name Destro Melt comes from, it is a goofy thing that I came up with a while ago. I had a concept for a G.I. Joe themed restaurant where all the characters had an item on the menu named after them. And Destro was the patty melt. So, well, I'm going to leave things off here. This seems like a great place. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you enjoyed anything that I had to say. Hopefully we can build something in the future. Thanks a lot.